Hey guys, welcome back to Ryan's weekly arm wrestling vlog. Coming to you from the road as usual for the past few of these, but some somber news lately in the world of arm wrestling. We've lost one of our own again. Another Canadian arm wrestler has passed, and this time it's a personal friend of mine, Joseph Trocha, who I have many memories and stories about and with, and I'm going to tell a couple of those hopefully on the next Arm Crossfire episode, because they involve Chris Gobby directly. So we'll talk a little bit about that and tell a few stories from our time in Tokyo at the 2005 World Arm Wrestling Championships. But yeah, we recently saw Tracy posted that Joseph had passed. I'm not sure what happened. Talked to Kane. Kane said he just saw him in the gym not too long ago, so he was still training. And Joseph was an accomplished arm wrestler, and he was an accomplished power lifter. So we'll talk a little bit about that in Crossfire. A couple stories coming up, but rest in peace, Joseph. We will miss you, and condolences to your family for sure and all your loved ones. Listen guys, I don't have a ton of updates beyond that, other than we are in the middle of the voting process. The Canadian Arm Wrestling Federation is in the week of votes. So our president, Rick Pinkney, sent out the vote, and that the question is, the motion on the floor, I guess you could put it that way, is, does the Canadian Arm Wrestling join the IFA as a member? And if it's a no, then we stay with WAF, and status quo is what we're dealing with. If it's a yes, we join IFA, and we have a new chapter in Canadian arm wrestling. Now the deadline for the vote is midnight on the 31st. I would anticipate, well, I actually would have anticipated that we would know already, but we do not. Not everyone has cast their votes, so no results have been shared. It seems like IFA is the overwhelming choice, particularly because a bunch of athletes, including juniors and people that have never competed for WAF, have been put on their ban list or their not in good standing list. So there's a little bit of tyranny that continues to persist, and I would like to point out that we are making this decision because of WAF forcing everyone's hand, and they can say that they've backed off of the whole not in good standing, saying that that can be overturned, but 100% of that power is in their hands, and they made the decision in the first place. So I don't see why we would take any comfort in the powers that be at WAF saying that can be undone. It's a bit hypocritical. It's not what they originally held themselves out to be, and they are being picking carefully whose names go on that list. For example, as we pointed out, the top 8 competitors have not been put on that list. Georgia is hosting the WAF Championships next year. It wouldn't look very good if the number 1 arm wrestler in the world, who happens to be from Georgia, was put on that list. We will also see, I would anticipate in the next few weeks, the opening matches for WAL 601. The card should slowly be trickled out to us, and a lot of people getting excited and looking forward to that very much. There have been some teasers put out online. The one that I keep seeing is Matt Mask versus Wagner Bortolato, left-handed. I would be surprised if that wasn't booked for a WAL card, an early card in the season, just because there's been so much talk about it. WAL has been putting stuff out on Instagram, and Wagner has been basically calling for the match for months now. So we'll see what happens there. Other than that, you guys, not a lot to report this week because we're still in the voting process. By this time next week, the decision will have been made and we can start putting the pieces together of the puzzle on how we move forward as a national organization in arm wrestling. Look for me to start promoting heavily my event that's coming up on February the 29th. There may be some slight changes to that event, but the premise remains the same. One open class, seated by weight, and the integrity of that maintained throughout. And I'll see you guys on CROSSFIRE coming up. And I am without studio right now, simply because I'm in the process of moving my home. So by the time you see the next CROSSFIRE episode, I will be in the new house and hopefully getting settled, but it's going to be a busy week. Moving the gym, moving the furniture, moving the kids. And, we'll see you guys next week.